Traders, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about AMC and exactly what I expect to happen going into Monday morning and why I am in fact bullish on AMC going through this week and then most likely the end of August as well. We want to focus on the short term. We want to focus on every day how we're moving and reacting to these key support levels. Now specifically I'm talking about options. So if you're talking about stock and you're just holding long term, this might not be the channel for you. But if you're interested in seeing where we're going every day, the reactions to these levels and how you can make money on AMC potentially every single week, this might be the channel for you. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Let's get to it.
I got no drip in my pocket. Must have forgot it.
All right, so what we're gonna do first is look at the charts really quick, and then I'll give you my overall synopsis of everything going on there and what I'm exactly doing as well. Let's get to the charts. All right, so what we're doing now is taking a look at the charts, but the first thing I want to show you guys is going to be the Nasdaq, which is actually coming down to start the week, Sunday night. This could perk back up, but what I think is going on here is the bipartisan deal wasn't quite passed yet through the Senate, and I think this is hurting the economy just right now in pre-market. You're also getting a downturn on the Dow. This looks like it's flagging. I don't want to focus too much on this because I think AMC can move without these indexes, but the indexes would of course help. So let's take a look back at AMC, and this is what we're really going to focus on here in this video specifically. And this is what I'm looking at, right? You have this obvious downturn you have coming down here. You're flagging down. You came in, retested the zone. You popped out of the flag, retested, came back above VWAP, back down, and now you're mounting view up to end the week. This is when I started to get into those call options near the end of the day. And those call options are actually up about 10% to end the day. That's not saying that they will be in the money when we start the day tomorrow. So don't get too excited with options. It can go either way. They are risky, but I do anticipate decently strong movement, especially going into these earnings as well. Now, I've made it very clear. I don't think you're going to just bust out of this channel and just start shooting straight up. I don't think that's going to happen. If you look at how we've moved prior in the last levels of these key ranges, what you typically do is you start making that bottom and you start rotating and just rounding off and slowly moving back up, even with the earnings. Now, I do think these earnings have potential to surprise us. Now, we've been missing on earnings, and we kind of know everything Adam Aron's going to say, the CEO of AMC. He's going to come out and say, we're looking extremely strong, bullish, promise us the world and everything like that. But what he's doing in this one is actually taking questions specifically from AMC holders, the most upvoted, overall questions. And a lot of them are and a lot of those are going to revolve around the dividend. So keep that on your mind. And if any good news comes out of the dividend, this thing could get just absolutely crazy and it could be huge for the stock. I don't know if it's going to happen. I think you have to be very optimistic to believe that. But what I'm targeting in the short term is going to be a quick move to the upside of 36.5 to about 37.5. If it hits that range, I'd probably take some off the options and then get some more loaded up for a little bit longer term, maybe like mid-September, because you have a lot of options expiring in mid-September as well. So that's gonna be like maybe a better date. The ones I have right now are pretty short term, going to August 20th, but I still like where we're at. I think this is a beautiful setup. I still hold my stock and everything like that, but overall I am really liking this setup. Now you have other key ranges you're watching for, and I like to not get too far ahead of ourselves, but if you really look at what's going on in these ranges that we're going to talk about really quick, and if you haven't watched the previous videos, you get the 42 level and then you also have that $52 level. Those are going to be the really big resistances, and that's what you're really going to be watching over the course of August, depending on how we start moving. You also have those FTDs that are starting to quote unquote cover. Now they can pay fees. There's like ways they can get around it. So it's worth mentioning that. And that's why I don't focus on that, because if they can just get around it, there's no real point in talking about it. But overall, like I said, I'm a chart guy. That's what I'm focused on every single day. And this chart looks beautiful. You're getting a breakout. You're getting pushed back up. If you go to the OBV as well, as you can come down here, I absolutely love what's happening here. And sometimes I think it's important to shift gears, especially on the OBV. The 4-hour and daily are going to be most likely the best bet for you to actually check out. And as you look here, you're getting an extremely strong wedge, and typically this is a bullish breakout type channel. So if you start to get a breakout to the upside here, I anticipate you start pushing back up. And you always know I say this, you typically don't double top on the OBV. Remember, we had it here, you broke out, you came up, came back down, and then you shot straight through it. So look at something like that, but you're going to want to watch and see how this starts playing out, see the volume kicking back into AMC, everything like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I like what's happening. You had a really steep decline. You're kind of getting a double bottom here at about $31, $32. You did get a little flash crash to 29.5, but overall you're strong. You look great. You just maintain what's going on now, get this breakout, and I definitely think you're going to get some upside retesting of at least 42. 42 is like where I really think you're going, but this week I could see you testing 37.5, 36.5 in a hurry, and that's going to be a pretty big resistance and support as well. So there's no reason to really keep this video dragged out very long. We've gone over a lot of stuff that's happened. We've called the dips, we've called the pumps. You're getting what you want right now. You're getting the exact price action you want. Now, the only thing that's really a wild card factor here, and that's really the gamble when you're putting it on these options, is you don't know what's going to happen through earnings. You don't really know what's going to be said. So that's really going to be the thing that you need to focus on the most. However, what I will say is history and time is on your side right now. You've had great reactions from these earnings as well. So betting on history and betting on how we've moved prior, you're most likely going to get a good, decent little push from this earnings in a slow, gradual level. But I did show you where I'll be taking some of my profits on those options if you hit it very quickly. So if we come out of the gates and we're hitting $36, $37, I'm most likely taking profits off of those options and then grabbing longer dated options into like mid-September, shortly before earnings or shortly after earnings Tuesday morning. So it'll either go either way, but I'll post on Twitter. The link will be down below. If you have any questions, please comment as well. I'm very optimistic. Quarter number 3, the quarter to come, the next quarter of earnings is supposed to be extremely bullish. We've kind of been talking about this all year as well. Adam Aaron has really hyped everyone up and said that's when revenue should really hit back to normal levels, like prior to COVID. So that could be pretty big as well. These are all focal points, and I think you're sitting in maybe, just maybe fundamentally, the best spot that you have been with AMC. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.
Don't got enough to go cop it. I'm about to take off like a rocket.